Okay, so I'm back at this same location, and I don't have my helper with me to film, so I'm going to film this myself. I did get one here today, beaver number 2 at this spot. When I started off, the trap was over here, but I noticed that as time went, as the 2 catches happened, things opened up a channel more on this side. So I moved the trap, and I also noticed over here that I hadn't noticed before. It might have been covered, I don't remember, but there's a stick, a nice heavy, chunk of wood sticking out right here, and I could see by the sign that that was guiding the beaver, and it was coming in right tight to that. So I moved my trap tight to that. That's where I caught one last night. The first one was over on the other side. But if you look at this trap, the water has come up about 4 inches, and this corner of the trap, it's hard to see if I can shield some of that glare. That side of the trap is up maybe 2.5, 3 inches off the bottom, I'd say. Let's go 2. I'd say 2 inches off the bottom, maybe a little more. This corner of the trap is up about, I'd say it looks like 1 inch off the bottom, and that's to keep that magic 8-inch depth for the back foot catch. Another thing that I do, and I just started doing it after watching videos of underwater of beavers hitting a bank. I found some videos of beavers climbing out. And when they do, they tend to put their foot down pretty flat, but if they come up to an angle like this point, let's say this is flat with the water, if they come to an angle like that, their feet hit it, and it's less likely, I think it's less likely to flip that back foot up because that foot's already up at an angle. So I started putting on these dam breaks and crawl outs, I started angling my trap upstream so that the upstream side is down lower, so when that beaver comes up, its foot doesn't sit as flat, it's more at an angle like this, if that makes sense. So that's one thing I've done here, and you can see it if I right there is a level shot, so you can see that trap is kind of tilted. The last 2 things I'm going to do here before I walk away today is I'm going to put some poke sticks in to guard that lever. That's a wire lever, but I'm going to guard that lever, and then I'm going to put probably another poke stick on this side right over here by the dog to guard that dog a little bit. Although I really don't think that dogs flip any beaver feet out. It could happen, but I think it's more often the lever. But I don't have any real evidence for that. That's just my feeling on it. Anyway, I do think that putting some guard sticks helps on that. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to rake a bunch of debris up. I'm just going to take all debris from out here and rake it up over that thing. Since it's up above and it's really exposed, what that'll do, all those leaves will sort of just cling to it, wrap around the parts of it. But then after I'm done with that, the last thing is I'm going to carefully clean that trap off to make sure there's no sticks, and I'm going to make sure there's nothing under the pan that can impede the pan from going down. Because anytime you do that, you run a risk of bringing stuff up that could foul up the trap. So I'm real careful after I camouflage one by just raking stuff over it to go back over it and clean that stuff out. In fact, I see right here is a stick real close. And a beaver will sometimes move those sticks right into the, I don't think they do it on purpose, but as they're working up there before they get caught, sometimes they can move those sticks into the trap. So anyway, that's the last things I'm going to do, and then I'll be out of here with the beaver.